Welcome to this week's streaming, and the question that I'm going to answer is about what is the difference between energetic and physical boundaries. Well, as you know, boundaries is a favorite subject of mine. I'm actually teaching a class, and a course will be soon available on our website. And I think it's important because it determines how we feel about ourselves. It gives us agency, it gives us command of our own life. So physical boundaries is about the way we feel safe, the way we feel honored, and the way we feel comfortable physically in interactions with others. And it's very personal, it's very cultural. If you look at the Western world and Eastern world in a very general sense, our sense of physical boundaries are very different, very different. What is acceptable in the Eastern world that I come from is very different than what is comfortable in the Western world. So it's very geographic, it's very cultural, and it just says that we have different preferences. But it's also very personal because I may come from any culture and I still feel uncomfortable with certain distances because of my experiences. Why is it important? It's important because then I understand if I'm feeling discomfort in a social setting, in a personal relationship, in the workplace, I understand that that might be because of the sense that I have about my physical boundaries, and maybe my physical boundaries have been compromised. Energetic boundaries is about our emotions and feelings and how we really manage that space. So I might be completely far away from you and physically completely considerate of your boundaries, but I may be quite intrusive emotionally and energetically toward you. So as you can see, these are completely different things. I may be right at the end of the hall, but still have some influence, and not a good influence, on you emotionally and energetically. So when you become aware of your energetic boundaries, you become aware of it when it's being compromised. And how is that? The moment you start feeling emotionally a sense of discomfort, you know that your energy has been compromised. And you can take a step back, sometimes physically leave the room and go. And sometimes that's not possible. You can just imagine that you are closing the doors around you. So wherever your sense of energy is, and it's not a thing that you can see, it's energy, it's invisible, but it's quite obvious when you're feeling it. You can completely connect to the way you're feeling. You know better than anybody else where those boundaries are. When we're not aware of our emotional and energetic boundaries, usually the loudest and the most negative, the heaviest energy takes place. And when we are aware of it, we actually separate ourselves. Again, it could be physical separation, or it could be I'm still standing here, but I'm not available energetically for any exchanges. I'm actually energetically somewhere else. I have closed the door to my energetic self. And you may say how, and that's a really a longer answer, and there are a lot of practices around it. But in this general sense, I just wanted you to understand the difference, that the physicality is very much visible. You can see, I feel comfortable when, but energetic is a little bit more challenging and more difficult. There are so many different kinds of boundaries. There is the financial boundaries, there is the sexual boundaries, there are many different boundaries, and you don't need to go to school for all of them, but once you determine and become aware of one, then you can copy and paste it and apply it to other areas of your life. Hope this is helpful. Stay well and stay curious. Until the next time.